Tomb Raider, the 2013 reboot, is a game about an unlucky trust fund archaeologist falling off things. It features a cast of characters you won't care about, and that one mission that makes you shoot a deer for absolutely no reason because you'll never need to shoot another deer for the entire game. Tomb Raider seems oddly named when the main bulk of the game is spent going to places and finding things. A more accurate name would be Thing Collector, or possibly Companion Killer, as everyone who spends more than 5 minutes with Lara dies. The actual tombs are all optional puzzle rooms where you follow the same pattern each time. Run into puzzle room, look around, marvel at physics, push thing, climb other thing, get to the other side, find treasure chest. I also think the animation budget may have ran out because each chest is opened and reacted to in exactly the same way no matter how many you find. A long gasp followed by a short gasp, and then she leaves all the treasure in the box, which is exactly what I'd expect of the world's most unaware archaeologist. Lara can climb up walls, or so the game tells me, but my constant deaths at missing jumps makes me think otherwise. On the few occasions I did make the jump, well, Lara stabs the wall with a single ice pick and climbs using her clearly godlike shoulder muscles. Lara did not skip arm day. The movement on PC is fluid and responsive enough, aiming is slick, and the game transitions smoothly between cutscenes and gameplay, which is both visually impressive and goddamn infuriating when the game decides to throw a QuickTime event at you in the middle of a cutscene. Seriously, game, I just sat back in my chair and gone to take a sip of tea when you scream, "Press E to not die!" and I lurch forward and smash my keyboard, spilling tea all over, and I still die because you've got a nanosecond to respond, or it's Lara Croft soup. Seriously, these QuickTime events suck. They take you straight out the action, and I'd love to tell you what the scenes look like, but I genuinely can't remember, because I'm too busy looking for the on-screen prompt so I don't get killed again. The weapons are lovely, starting with a bow and finishing with the same bow, but now the arrows are on fire. You'll find a pistol, machine gun, and shotgun which are fun and useful if you run out of fire arrows, but seriously, once you've got access to the flaming arrows, there really is no reason to pick anything else. You can buy an upgrade, which gives Lara a melee combo attack, and mashing buttons makes her do her best impression of Dante from Devil May Cry, which again is useful when you're out of fire arrows and shotgun shells and machine gun bullets and pistol bullets, which will never happen because those ancient and untouched tombs are, for some reason, stocked with all the modern day ammunition you can carry. There's a host of collectibles and findable items hidden around because it's a video game made in 2013, so of course there must be collectible things, but I never once actually went out of my way to find any. I just sort of stumbled upon them and congratulated myself, because finding 1 out of 200 ceremonial buttons made me feel like a real treasure hunter. The game is essentially a linear adventure, and I've got no problem with that. Each area looks beautiful, and the ocean graphics legitimately made me stop playing and admire them. I didn't notice any bad textures or graphical glitches playing the PC version on the highest graphics, and the sunbeams on lens flare are absolutely top quality. One item I did struggle to accept is the auto zipline tool you get toward the end of the game, which lets you both fly up ziplines and pull heavy reinforced barriers away from walls. I don't understand how this whole pulling barriers away from walls thing works though. Because before you find this tool, you're not strong enough to pull the barrier, and yet now magically, I am. I'm not bracing this tool against a rock or behind a pillar when I'm using it. I'm still just standing there pulling, and yet the game magically says, "Oh, now you're strong enough." That's not how physics works, game. The force of the pull still has to go somewhere, and it's still going into me just like it was before. Once I learned to ignore this quirk, the game was conveniently over. The plot. Well, the plot definitely exists, and consists of committing genocide on some helpless cult while trying to rescue someone called Sam. After Samwise Gamgee and Samwell Tarly, I'd become convinced that sidekicks called Sam were badass and capable, so thanks for bringing that trope firmly back to reality by making Sam all but useless without Lara "just let me fall down this cliff" Croft to come and save her. The plot starts with a boat crashing, and then a plane crashes, and then a helicopter crashes, and then you realise this game just hates vehicles. The main story revolves around an ancient sun goddess who's really pissed about not being fully alive anymore, so causes terrible weather and has brainwashed the local cult to help revive her, but also kept her ancient ninja warrior army alive to prevent them doing exactly that. In true Tomb Raider style, it takes a very grounded plot of ragtag team of misfits crash and must survive, and injects just slightly too much "oh look, zombie ninjas" into it for me to really believe I was there. The final problem I had with the game was Lara herself. Maybe I'm jaded and spoiled, but I played this after just finishing all the Uncharted games, and I can't help but compare Lara to Nathan Drake. Drake was a lovable, wisecracking, kind-hearted rogue with charm, charisma, and wit in copious amounts. Lara excels at falling off things and dying to quick-time events. Look, I don't hate her as a character, and I'm not saying the character arc wasn't good. She went from being a naive, bubbly girl with a hunch to a grizzled and determined woman, and all it took was the death of several of her close friends and hundreds of soldiers. But after spending hours with the quirky and cheeky Nathan Drake, Lara felt very, very grim. Not a bad character at all, but a pun every once in a while wouldn't kill you, Lara. Unless it had to be made during a QuickTime event, in which case it probably would. All in all, Tomb Raider the 2013 reboot is an extremely solid action-adventure game with quality controls, a well-voice-acted but ultimately forgettable supporting cast, and absolutely gorgeous visuals. Enough secret tombs to earn the name Tomb Raider, and enough pointless collectibles to keep all the completionists happy. The only reason I'm scrutinizing this game so much is because it does everything so well. The game is an easy 8 out of 10 if you like games in general, and a high 9 out of 10 if you're a fan of the action-adventure genre. If you find a way to remove the QuickTime events, however, you've got yourself a solid 10 out of 10 adventure game.